900 seconds.
You're crazy, she whispered, her arms wrapped around his chest in bed.
The pot calling the kettle black, he replied.
I just hide it better, she thought to herself, making sure he didn't hear what she thought. He twitched instead. Throughout the night, they lie in bed entangled like branches, dancing and belling him. For some reason, when she was with him, everything slowed down, maybe because her touch on his bare skin made him twitch.
Electric shock, he giggled. Then the body subsided. The fact that he was leaving for the other side where the leaves fell in color was a constant reminder for her to soften her smile. This way she could hold every moment with him and not look forward into the future, because there were days when the future seemed so glum, so dark and gray like the day's weather forecast. When they were together, everything was present, now. There was no other way but be inside the moment. She learned this concept from all the self-help training she had mastered. A New Earth, Kabbalah, Landmark, Wayne Dyer, The Secret, every 12-step program imaginable, and more she refused to remember. It all came down to this: presence. Forget what happens when he walks out that door, when the trail of musk and bubblegum goes with him. I should go.
Number 1, not to fret. She's going to propose 5 more minutes, 3 more times, which means an additional 900 seconds.
There are tears in your voice, he said as he walked away and closed the door behind him. They met that night, and he bought her a couple of Merlots.
From Mendoza, she requested. It reminded her of home, the timbre of the wine, the odor, the body. It's been a couple of years since she'd gone back, but the taste brought her to summer vacations when her mother would allow to have a glass for dinner at 10 p.m.
If you will, a picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers me. Can you, my darling, can you picture this dream if you can? A courtyard, an ocean of violets in bloom. Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between me and you.
Tonight's song, When Doves Cry. She picked them while still singing.
Alone in a world that's so cold.
She saw his ginger goatee and knew by the way he was getting intoxicated by her voice that he was tonight's sleeping pill.
Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold.
I'm from Cardiff, just visiting Edinburgh for the night, he said to her like a boy lost in a club.
She never satisfied.
And I'm from Buenos Aires. I got lost here in the Castle Dome Rock, she said. A different city, a different man. He was her type, goofy and cute at the same time.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Carolina. Beautiful. Deal sealed. Usually when they offered their name and a platter of compliments to her, she knew she was going to have a good night's sleep. Sleep decided to stay home when she left. She tried to look for it in her luggage and carry-on bag, even in her makeup kit, but sleep was nowhere to be found. She realized not any time sooner that she would have to borrow other people's in order to get 5 hours of euphoria. Yes, she tried Ambien and Benadryl, but none worked. Sleep with me tonight. It wasn't necessary to say it out loud. A look would do. By the time Shape of My Heart was over, she knew he knew where this was heading.
There are tears in your voice, he said after the song.
To seem inconspicuous, he had to pretend to leave first. She, on the other hand, had to bid adieu or ciao or notte to the audience.
Baking. He wonders where the other came from who touches electricity. Maybe it's just him where it rains waterfalls and teardrops. It was spiced apple bread mix on his hands listening to Portuondo.
Mariposita de primavera, alma con alas, que errante vas por los jardines de mi quimera, por los jardines de mi quimera, como un suspiro de amor fugaz.
He was already sitting by the kitchen table. There are chunks of dried apples in the mix. He's not baked since sugar on his chest. Come to think of it, that was 4 days ago. One full package of mix with sulfur in his mouth when he got nervous. 2 large eggs and a dash of Spanish torch sauce. 1/2 stick melted butter. He was thinking of week on Pandora, but chose Omara. 1 cup 2 reduced fat milk. Skim is better. There's enough butter. Prepare. Preheat oven to 350 degrees. Will he come this time? Contrary action. There is the full series collection of Fanny and Alexander. He can watch all 312 minutes of it. Lightly grease 8x4 loaf pan with cooking spray while singing. ¿Dónde estabas tú? Mix. Combine eggs, melted butter, and milk. And add mix. It started to rain as he ran today, and it was a smile on his face that opened the door when he got back home. Pan. Spread batter in pan and bake for 55 to 60 minutes while dancing with the songs. Knock on door. He wanted to be caught singing